Okay, Marcus, here's a question for you. Gun to your head, energy modeling or commissioning, you can only choose one. Which one do you choose?
Okay. Loaded question there, right? But not so loaded because a lot of people don't know one of my backgrounds is basically energy modeling, which I love and it's part of my heart, part of my soul. And that basically led me into commissioning. So, and it's funny that we're talking about this because I actually just I got an abstract accepted by ASHRAE for the summer. That it basically, the title is Energy Modeling Informs, Commissioning Confirms. So I talk about people all the, let me say this. When I talk to folks, most of the time it's to the folks that are in the industry who understand both, right? People outside the industry, it's once again, it's the voodoo word, right? It's like, what does it mean? But energy modeling is code required. It's compliant. In the beginning, it's all about prescriptive. It's basically saying hopes and dreams. I want the building to do this, orientation, solar heat gain coefficient, sustainability, GHG goals, decarbonization goals, all right there. You put it in there and you run it. It's so important. It is so important, right? How do you make sure that that is followed through the project? Commissioning. Like railroad tracks. Energy modeling, commissioning. They're on the tracks together. They keep the train from going off the tracks, right? If you do not have this continuous updating of the model through the commissioning process to find out what's going on, your EUI could literally go from 30 to 90. Energy use intensity, right? Whoever doesn't know that, look it up, okay? But it's keeping a building on track. Let's go a little further. When you turn the building over, why is it that many of the buildings that say they're going to do one thing don't? So in my life and career, we've gotten to a point now where clients are becoming pretty damn smart, right? And they're like, what do you think? I'm like, well, why don't we do post-occupancy? Why don't we do, a model that does post-occupancy with commissioning that basically verifies? We're always verifying. So when someone wants to say, why didn't it work? We can't just go, we can actually say here, here, and here. So back to the original question. Energy modeling, commissioning. They should be both together since both of them in many areas are both code required. Why is it that one is looked at more important than the other? They're not. They're literally checks and balances. It's like the executive and the judicial branch. Like I can't stress it. It's not about making money. It's about basically making sure it's right and it follows. It has to. They follow. If everybody got it in their head to do this, man, we would have some really good working buildings.
So I like that you said modeling is hopes and dreams. Good one. So what you're saying is
simulation.
Gun to your head, right? You can't really separate them.
You shouldn't. Because someone's like, oh, I got 50K. What am I going to do? They're like, I'm going to commission the building. I'm going to make it work. I'm like, you're going to make it work to what? Like, what is it going to do? Are you going to achieve your goals? Are you going to hit your marks, your metrics? I mean, you now have to hit these marks. You have the AIA 2030. You have the carbon goals. You have energy goals. You have reduction goals. You have 90.1 2022. I mean, the only way that you ever hold anybody to the fire is the teeth, right? And the teeth is basically fines. It's something like you have to be held accountable. You have to hit that model. That model is going to tell you what you're doing. Commissioning is going to verify what you're doing. Like I said, the tracks. If one track goes off, where does that train go? In the ditch.
So let's set people up with the answer to this question if ever they get asked in a post-tender interview. Energy models and design set the intention, commissioning test the intention, right?
Well, I was informs and confirms.
Informs and confirms, right?
Prescriptive performance.
There is, once that job is done, there's an energy model that exists in the world. It should be then passed on and used to be calibrated with the building in use.
Yes. But remember, it costs money to update it. Come on. Literally, it's pennies on the
for loose.
It's seriously, someone's like, oh, all it is T&M. That person gets paid an hourly fee to basically update it. We're not breaking the bank here. We're actually helping.
All right, again, I should be a billionaire. I should be married to Beyonce. It should be small money if it's managed properly and handed over with intention, right? But you've got to do this with intention from the start.
And once again, you got to have the team. Like if you have the modeling team, the commissioning team, the engineering team, the architecture team, if they're like one big team and they're actually going, this is awesome, and the owner is going, oh my God, my building works. Like what? I mean, it's hard.
I'm the 1 in 100 whose building works.
Exactly. It's like hopes and dreams that the building will work and I won't have all these warranty issues for 20 years. It's not right. Owners should basically, have a building that gets turned over and you're like, it works.
All right. I like that. Let's wrap that up there.